So I think as War Thunder players, one of the biggest things that we need to just do as a community is look into other games, because I know a lot of you only play War Thunder and that's the only game that you ever play. But today I want to talk about something that I think could be a huge wake up call for Gaijin. And then also one of the biggest things for me, at least, I think is one of the worst mechanics and also just the worst thing to happen in video games in general, which is just gambling and loot boxes. So if you didn't know, World of Tanks, which I would probably say at this point is one of the biggest competitors to War Thunder, has introduced this crazy event where instead of it just being a regular loot box of where you open it up and then you're able to get whatever vehicle you're able to get, like silver, gold, all that sort of stuff, they've actually made a different sort of system now of where there's 3 different loot boxes and you have to open up the previous one to be able to move on to the next one and to be able to get the epic rewards over here, which is like the MBT, whatever this thing is, and then a chieftain. So most of your rewards, you want the prime ones, right? So you're going to have to spend a lot of money. And from the people who've calculated and everything, like I've not calculated it myself, I could care less about World of Tanks. That game like died for me like years and years ago. But the thing is, it's like $1,600 if you want to do it from like a fresh account. So that's quite insane. And the thing that I don't think many people realize is that War Thunder is very, very close to a system like this, and it's very scary. It is truly scary of how close we are to something just like World of Tanks is doing right now. And I feel like for a lot of the community, they just don't care, or that they just don't see it as a problem for now until it does become a problem. Ask the World of Tanks community, and if you're a World of Tanks player and you've somehow stumbled upon this video, tell me, how does it feel seeing that you guys accepted loot boxes, you accepted basically tanks being only obtainable from these loot boxes sometimes, and now you're on to this? And possibly, I mean, it really depends what happens with this, but I feel like this could be a pretty much game killer. I mean, World of Tanks hasn't been doing extremely well in the past like 2 years, and even with the even like the 2020 area where there was a lot of people playing video games, World of Tanks was one of those that kind of just like, it didn't really increase in player count or anything, but it definitely stayed alive during that time. But you can definitely see now that it is sadly going down, and War Thunder has taken over. But the thing that I really just want to say is that gambling now for most games has been accepted like crazy. Like we have all the gacha games which are coming out, like Genshin Impact, ZZZ, you have like Weather and Waves, all these games that basically for the normal audience now they just accept. And it's insanely like sad to me, because we went in this area, or in this era of like 2017, somewhere in there, where we went after EA, we went after Call of Duty, we went after all of these companies from putting surprise mechanics. If you don't know about that story about EA trying to like rename loot box to surprise mechanics, it's a wonderful one. But we went through those and we was kind of like, we don't like this monetization style. We want you to make it fair, and at least fair, I guess, is to the players themselves. And then also you're still allowed to make money. I don't think that's like anyone's problem with it. But the thing is that gambling and having just a chance to get something just isn't fair towards the player. And as you can see with this new system from World of Tanks, it's definitely so. But basically, we got the community, for like the whole gaming community, to go after like Activision, EA, Ubisoft, I think was one of them as well. EA still does it in their sports games, but you remember Battlefront 2? Terrible game whenever it launched, but now it's in a lot better space. But ever since games like Genshin Impact, ever since all these gacha games that keep coming out that are very, very similar and all they do is put in gacha mechanics, gaming developers have 100% seen that people are more accepting to this sort of thing, and they're actually trying it out more, which is quite sad, to be honest with you, as it's because we were literally just fighting this. But basically, let's relate it back to War Thunder for a second here. Basically, why I'm very concerned about this is because, yes, maybe War Thunder only does Silver Lion boxes, and you can make an argument of, well, you can get Silver Lions for free, so it's not technically gambling real money. I don't really agree with that statement, because there are people, and maybe there's like only like 100 people, we don't know the number, there could be 2, who knows, but there's still people that do it. There's still people who buy this Silver Lions through G, and they think they have a chance to get an IS-7. Now, are they stupid? Probably. I don't really like going around just saying that people are idiots and just laughing at them, because we're talking about a subject now which is a heavily addictive subject, which is gambling. People get addicted to stuff like crazy. And it's basically just been going up and up and up. Sports gambling, we had stuff like whenever it comes to just other games. I mean, the gacha games, it's going up like crazy. As you can see, they release a gacha game like every month now, and whenever we look at it now, people are going over the Kick, which is the other streaming platform that's like a competitor to Twitch and YouTube. And what is the like main playing style over on Kick? If you've ever went on there, it's gambling. People are just on Kick doing slot machines, doing all kind of stuff. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense because if you know who the owners of Kick are, well, let's just say I'm not gonna say their name in this video, just so we don't get kicked with some sort of like a monetary thing because of announced and gambling stuff. But starts with an S. But all this sort of stuff is just combining more and more and more to where I think that it's going to get to a point of where there's probably going to be regulation that comes in at some point because it's getting crazy about what it is. I mean, as you can see with the new regulation that's coming in for, I think it's the EU, where you have to actually give the correct amount of your currency within your game. Gaijin actually on their website has put up a new thing where you can actually get a specific amount of golden eagles now. So that's probably the biggest hope. But the big thing about it is that as the War Thunder community, we really need to just like not let this be acceptable. I don't like the silver lion boxes. I don't care what people say about it. The G boxes, especially since you have to pay real money for those, were horrible. And we had just last summer when it came to the War Thunder market where they actually introduced the auction house, which, I mean, fair enough. They said it was going to be cosmetic only. Do I still believe them? Not really, but I mean, it seems like that is not going to come back around, hopefully, because that was negatively received a ton. But yeah, I'm just tired of gambling. I really am. I'm tired of basically logging into Steam or logging into just my computer. And I'm like, oh, look, let's look at this new game coming out. Oh, it's a gacha game. Oh, I'm going to spend money if I want to be competitive or keep up with everybody. Oh, let's look at this new game. Oh, wow, it's got gambling in it. I just got to gamble my way towards a thing. And that's the thing. I don't really mind battle passes. I don't really mind fair ways to get content. But what I really do mind is I don't mind the just like pay grind type system. And at least for War Thunder, majority of the game isn't like that. I mean, you can still grind out everything for free when it comes to like the tech trees and everything. But when it comes to vehicles like an IS-7 or an Object 279 or stuff like the Serblinde or Serbasse, I mean, it's almost impossible. Like console players, basically, if you've not been around for an event vehicle, you're not getting it unless you try to gamble with it, which is just a horrible system. And I've recommended it a ton. Like I made a video probably 2 years ago now, I do believe, on the Panther 2 and the Tiger 2 105, how I'd add those vehicles back. And it was using the convertible RP system, which I think was a fair way to do it. And to me, at least, that's what I think they should do. Like, just find fairer ways and you get more players and more people are going to be happy to spend money. But if you just nickel and dime your community and you just make them basically a slot machine themselves, because $1,600, like, let's just circle back to the World of Tanks stuff, is like more than most of your guys' phones and computers that you're looking at on this video. And then also for most of you, that's like rent. That's like a used car. That's a crazy amount of money to spend on a game that you don't even know will be here next year. You don't even know if it'll be here in 24 hours. Go look at what happened to the RU side of World of Tanks and you'll know why. But yeah, I'm just saying it. Like, it's crazy to me that we basically just went a 180 right back to where we were at. And we've basically just went right back to like Black Ops 3, Call of Duty, Battlefront 2, where the monetization systems of most games now are just crazy. And really, what I just want to say about this is that hopefully this is a wake-up call for War Thunder. Hopefully, behind the scenes, if they were like working on some sort of new system to do the Silver Lion boxes, or hopefully they were looking into, like, God forbid, if they ever did an event where the only way to get the vehicle is through these boxes, I think I would just be done. Like, that would be the time of I would just say, well, you know what? There's a lot of single player games out there that I can go play and spend my time elsewhere instead of in basically a slot, basically a casino. Like what they need to do is they just need to go for World of Tanks, but like World of Tanks Casino, War Thunder Casino. I don't want my games to turn into casinos. I don't play them for that. I don't play to go onto these games every single day and just go hit the boxes. You know that like meme, and I'll put it up on the screen right now, where it's just like old people just hitting the slot machine over and over. Why do we want games to be like that? That's just so dumb. Like, it just truly is. But yeah, hopefully this is a wake-up call. If you watch this video, War Thunder so far hasn't done anything whenever it comes to this egregious type of thing for their loot boxes. I still don't agree with their Silver Lion or the Golden Eagle ones, or the market as a whole. But at the same time, I really hope that Anton, that BVVD, that these guys are looking onto this situation with World of Tanks and be like, at least it wasn't us, and they scratch out with their little pen their ideas to make gambling more prevalent or to make it just worse within the game, because that's how you kill a game. And it will not surprise me one bit that this is actually very successful for World of Tanks, and there might be a lot of heat on them right now, and there might be a lot of things happening. It will be successful, but it won't be successful long term. And that's kind of the problem with these sort of egregious monetization schemes. Is that yes, you can milk them for like 1 or 2 times, and then people are just going to be like, oh, the player counts at like 20,000, 10,000, 1,000, and the game's dead. That's basically what happens. But yeah, I really do think that War Thunder won't do this. Hopefully they don't. But yeah, make sure to like and sub to the video. It is very much appreciated. And then also make sure to check out some other videos that I've made, because I have made a ton of them. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys in the next War Thunder video.